Welcome to Less Than 12 Parsecs, the fastest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy. Now here's your host, Tim McMahon.
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Give me the Star Wars, no less than that.
Hey, it's Tim. As you can imagine, any person like myself who has their own Star Wars podcast, who dresses up as a stormtrooper for charity, and whose circle of friends almost entirely revolves around Star Wars, well, that person must really love Star Wars. And I do, yeah, I really do love Star Wars. It's pretty obvious, right? Anyway, it's been part of my life since childhood, and I expect it to be part of my life until the day I die. In fact, I'm actively campaigning to have my wife bury me in my stormtrooper armor. She's not going for it yet. Well, every now and then, I get a little overloaded with Star Wars. I have to admit this. I need to take a breather and just say to myself, dude, go read a historical biography instead of diving into the newest novel set in that galaxy far, far away. Or maybe step back from the online discussion groups for a few days and instead chat with your friends about other topics. Yeah, there are other things to talk about than Star Wars. I mention this because I feel like I'm going through one of those phases right now. I'm not really sure what has brought it on, but in the last 2 weeks, Star Wars hasn't been the driving force in my limited free time. Now, I know it won't last long, especially with Rogue One only 25 days away, and really, if I was serious about stepping back from the hobby, I wouldn't be recording this right now. I bet the day Rogue One tickets go on sale here in the US, and fingers crossed it'll be next week, I'll be freaking out with joy and excitement and all in once again. I also mention this because I'm curious. I wonder if anyone else goes through spells like this as well. Do you ever feel that you have just too much of a good thing when it comes to Star Wars? It's almost like it's a 5-course meal made up entirely of desserts, and you just need to clear your palate before the next slice of chocolate cake arrives. I've had this feeling before, and more than once, and I've always come back to Star Wars. I'm not sure, but I think it happens when everything is going too smoothly with Star Wars, if that makes any sense. When Star Wars is all over the place is what I mean. Well, for example, I went to my local Walmart today, and I found Star Wars in every section of the store. Yes, there were Star Wars toys in the toy department, and that's an easy gimme. And there were Star Wars games and movies in the electronics department, as you would expect. But I also found Star Wars items in the housewares, in the holiday department, in the food section, and even in the clothing area. Heck, they even had Star Wars in the pharmacy and the pet department. Yes, the pet department had Star Wars themed dog toys. As I've mentioned before on the show, I bet Star Wars will be everywhere for a long time to come. Hey, Disney has to make its money back somehow, right? I just hope these spells of mine, for lack of a better word, don't happen too often. Okay, I really don't have much of a point to make today. I just wanted to share. Sometimes it's good just to vent and get it off your chest and put it out there in the open. And so thank you for listening. I feel better now. So tell me, do you ever have times like this where you need to step back from Star Wars for a bit to recharge your personal batteries before coming back into the fandom stronger than ever before? I'd like to know. Email me at 12parsekspodcast@gmail.com or visit 12parsekspodcast.com to find all my social media links. Let me know, I'm curious. Ootini!
The time to fight is now!
Light the place up and make 10 men feel like 100.
You've been listening to Less Than 12 Parsecs, the fastest Star Wars podcast in the galaxy, part of the expanded Fandomverse network of shows. For links and show notes, visit our website, 12parsekpodcast.com. Follow Less Than 12 Parsecs on Twitter at 12parpod, on Instagram at 12parsekspodcast, on Tumblr at 12parsekspodcast, and find us on Facebook as well. And please let us know what you think. Email us at 12parsekspodcast@gmail.com.
Hey, don't forget to leave us a review on iTunes or Stitcher to enter the amazing merchandise end of the year giveaway contest we're holding. I really should have come up with a better name for this thing.